new movie based on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, that kids show from the 90s. It was ultimately a bunch of Japanese action series footage that they then had American actors fill in the gaps of when they weren't Rangers, and they just blended it together, and hey, new show. And while Power Rangers is still going on, they're like, hey, let's make a movie about the Mighty Morphin saga. So here we are, new movie, Power Rangers. And in this movie, 5 teenagers, Jason, Zach, Billy, Trini, Kimberly, they all stumble across these power coins. They're like, hey, what are these? They make them super strong, and then they find this underground thing where this floating head in a wall named Zordon's like, hey, you 5 are the Power Rangers. And so now they have to stop really evil Rita from destroying the Earth. Go, go, Power Rangers. What I liked about this movie, first of all, the actors in this movie are good. I'm not saying like good, like surprise, but I don't know them. They could have been good. They could have been crap. They were actually good. I mean, they're the backbone of this entire story. If they suck, the movie sucks. And they really surprised me. The standout is Billy. Like Billy from the series, if I had to pick my least favorite Ranger from the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger saga, Billy would be him. In this movie, if I had to pick a favorite, Billy would be him. Billy Cranston, that's his name. Zordon's played by Bryan Cranston. I think Billy's mom has a secret. I'm just saying. The reality of the situation of this film is they don't really morph into Power Rangers for the big action throwdown till the last part of the movie for the last act. So in that, the whole movie is about them finding the inner light, the inner power, like Parappa the Rapper before them. They gotta believe. So really, it's a character story, but it's a character story I actually thought worked. Like when the characters, Jason, Billy, Zach, Trini, Kimberly, when they were on screen, I was actually in it. They didn't have to have the super suits and all the super fighting for me to be in it. And that's actually a big gamble for this movie to do. It could blow up in your face. And in this case, I felt it worked. I also like Bill Hader as Alpha 5, because Alpha 5 in this series, man, this is like the cheesiest robot ever. Ay, Zordon! You take that robot, you put Bill Hader's wit and voice talent in that robot, and you have yourself a pretty cool droid. And Bryan Cranston, I thought for him as Zordon, I thought that was a great pick. I was like, cool, if I want a floating head with a voice, Bryan Cranston's head and his voice would be the ones I would pick that. Now, Elizabeth Banks as Rita. At first, when you first start seeing Rita, you're like, this is like a horror movie, and I actually like that. I like the horror movie angle they were playing at Rita, because that's a scary sorceress woman. However, you feel like she's the one in a world where I cannot quantify her motivation for the role. I just can't. Not psychic. Sorry, guys. But it seems like she's the one who's like, look, the source material itself is cheesy, so you can just have fun and be kind of cheesy. Which is fine. That's a justifiable mindset for an actor to have. However, when everyone around you is giving it their all, tonally speaking, that makes the person who's being cheesier stand out like a sore thumb. I feel like that's what happened with Rita. Rita was just kind of cheesy in part. She was like a villain you would see in the 60s or a cheesy show like Power Rangers from the 90s. You can just kind of see the difference between these actors who are like, this could be our big break, and Elizabeth Banks, who's like, I've had my big break, but I guess I'll do this now. Why not? The throwdown at the end with the Zords and all that, I thought that was really cool. They do something really neat with the Zords that I thought was a cool take on the Zords. But in the end, like, Goldar is still a big just monster who's there just to cause destruction. He's not a character, he's nothing really. He's a big blob of gold. And as the action, as fun as it was, there was one thing in particular at the end that happened. I was like, that's just corny as hell. The cheesy part actually coincides with the special effects. Some of the special effects were fine. Some of the special effects, I was like, no. Most of it is fine. Most of it completely works. Couple parts in particular, though, when they stand out, they stand out. Motivationally speaking, with Rita, there are a couple times where it's like, yeah, should have zigged when you zagged. You made a pretty dumb call. It's one of those dumb calls, like, why do movies do that? I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I'm just saying, a couple times you reflect on the movie, you're like, that didn't make any sense when Rita did that thing. Guys, in the end, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was surprising to me. I was always looking forward to this movie, but in that hope that it was going to be entertaining, but in the reality of the situation being it's probably going to suck. In the end, nah, I had a good time with it. I enjoyed it. There were a couple of jokes that were thrown out in this movie. I was like, that's kind of a mature joke. Took one of them from the movie Kingpin, but I'll give it to you. But in the end, as an old school Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the lead actors they had being the Power Rangers. I enjoyed Bryan Cranston as Zordon. I will say Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a good time. No alcohol required. And if you're down on your Power Rangers lore, there are a few things like, oh, they borrowed that from that saga. They borrowed that from that saga. Not all of them in the Mighty Morphin time frame. I thought that was pretty cool. I picked out about 3 different things from different things of lore from Power Rangers in general. I'm very sure Andre Meadows has found more. I found 3. All right, guys, so Power Rangers, the new movie. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or have you seen Power Rangers? What saga was your favorite? Are you Mighty Morphin? Are you Dino Thunder? Or do you think it's cheesy? But whatever one you like, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.